Hey, welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Max taking control of Super Mario Odyssey and taking control of the stream for the first time ever. How's it going tonight, Chris?
Streaming from Max Biggs' computer. I don't have to do jack shit.
Okay, how long have we been talking about this? Basically,
how about
this
actually
moment?
doing it this way?
That's been like 2 years or something. Like,
yeah. So our visual quality for this one ought to improve significantly.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Over last time.
All right. Oh, Mr. Uncle Toad. What's his name? Hint Toad.
I call him Dr. Toad.
Because he has the glasses. We gotta separate them somehow. Give them some kind of personality. No, I'm not.
I ain't paying you shit, Poindexter. Mario
this guy
pushes them around a little bit.
Maybe at some point when I start really needing hints, I'll bust out like my 12 amiibos or something. I am paying Dr. Toad shit though. All right, actually, since we're here, I think there's a little.
Yeah, might as well get a few more moons here.
Let's see.
So Max, it's been about 2 weeks since we streamed. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Like, there's been a lot of shit going on recently. Oh, they don't even.
Holy
have that
hell,
one there.
yeah!
Oh yeah, seriously. But what can I even get here? It's like I'm looking for the. It's like still all busted up and everything. And
I think when we stopped the episode last time, yeah, we were on top of the big hat.
Okay,
tower.
Then you know what? You're right. There's not much I can do here
not
just
a
yet.
whole lot.
Yeah, I think we have to wait until it things get fixed up a little bit. So I'm gonna go to I think we're gonna go to like the lake place or something, huh?
I was gonna say the nice thing about just like playing through story mode is you really don't have to dwell over long in stages if you don't want to. I mean, there's some like the forest stage that are just really fun to play in. So.
Now, we haven't streamed this year yet, have we? Like, this is our first stream of the new year?
Is that right?
I think it is. Shit.
Yeah, maybe. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, fuck, man. How was your new year?
Oh my god. Do you really want me to get started?
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, so I told you about all the shit with my dad. He's doing not bad.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Just random shit this week with his gallbladder put him back into the hospital. And they were thinking surgery again.
Yeah.
But then they just kind of treated it normally, got rid of the infection, and he's good. So, if that's kind of a recurring thing, they may explore surgery on that down the road.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's taking kind of a back seat. So that was bullshit number one, right? Bullshit number two. New Year's Day, actually I'm not going chronologically here, but New Year's Day, we found a leak in our house, but not from the roof. It was coming in from the windowsill of our master bedroom. And remind me, have you actually been to our new house?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, wait,
you
have. I was about to say, like, unless this is like a super new house that I somehow didn't hear about. Yeah.
Well, I got the new house is in 2.5 years or so.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the leak was actually coming in from the windowsill of the master bedroom.
Yeah.
We kind of had like a little bit of an ice and rain storm on January 1st. But if you remember our master bedroom, the external window there isn't actually really external. It empties out onto the deck, which is covered. So the rain would literally have to be blowing sideways to even hit that window. So it dawns on me that that's got to be coming from the attic above where that is. It turns out, like, it took us forever to get the whole story because people have been lying to us, which is pretty shitty. But so the first thing that happened was when the addition to this house was made by the former owner, the construction team kind of took a few shortcuts in putting on the addition to the kitchen and the deck.
Yeah.
And basically they built a portion of the new roof directly over top of the old roof. They didn't like cut it out. They just built over it. What that did was create a pocket of shingles where water can very easily get trapped. Now, about 6 months before we bought this house, in the winter of 2017, 2018, the former owner of the house had the exact same problem. Like he realized, holy shit, it's leaking in here and it shouldn't be leaking, period. Like this is all new.
Yeah.
So he figured out what the problem was. He called the company SureSeal, which does roofing and whatnot, and he got them to come out. They said in order to make sure the leak doesn't come back, they're basically going to have to redo the whole roof.
Yeah.
The prior owner, having just spent a bunch of money doing, remodeling and then interior improvements and all that, said, fuck that noise. How much just to patch it, because we were thinking about selling the house anyways.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's where it gets really shitty. So what they did was they just put an extra layer of shingles over it. They said, this is like the most temporary fix we can do. We're not even gonna warranty it.
Yeah.
Because it absolutely will leak again the next time there's ice.
Yeah.
But it covered up the initial.
It covered it up, basically.
Yes.
Literally to deceive. Like.
So the jerk off then sells us the house, and on the report puts. And by the way, this is illegal. So thank God Play the Hits doesn't have an audience that can alert this guy. But he says there's no problem with the roof, that it was just that he had just redone some of the shingles and everything was fine, hunky-dory, no problem. So we buy the house under this impression, that we're getting, a recently repaired roof with no leaks, no problems, all is good, right?
Yeah. Flash
forward 2.5 years, and that starts leaking. We contact SureSeal, who says, what
the
I
same
just
people
told you.
just for because they're in town, not because they were like recommended or anything.
Yeah. So we contact them, and they tell us like the whole story. We recommended that he actually do the repairs.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
He did not do the repairs, and we have the paperwork to prove that. Like, okay, well, wow. For our insurance claim and for any potential lawsuits that may occur, which is looking more and more likely.
Yeah.
We're going to need that paperwork. The asshat that my wife originally talked to from fucking SureSeal, told her that unless you sign a contract with us to do the work, we can't give you the paperwork. Which I don't know if that's illegal, but that sounds shady as shit, right?
Yeah.
So we get in touch with the owner, the former owner, and trying not to tip our hand or anything. We're just like, hey, we're having some problems with the roof. We're exploring the insurance thing. But we really need a SureSeal contract that shows that you did work on this right before we went. We just kept it at that.
Yeah.
And so fortunately, he did get us that paperwork, and we have not signed a contract with SureSeal. So it sounds like just shady shit all around, and
from everyone.
And unfortunately, basically, the guy went to bat and got us that paper, and now he might get a lawsuit as his reward. But at the same time, there is no way in hell that we are paying for that.
Oh yeah, like with SureSeal, that definitely seems shitty because you own the house now.
Right.
Oh, there we go. But I
can see protecting customer confidentiality.
Yeah,
but
that's the one thing I'm thinking.
The fact that they told her, if you sign on with us, we'll
do it anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
that's definitely shady as shit.
Yeah, that's shady as all get out.
But the guy. As far as the previous owner, that's fucked up.
Because I mean, when you have any issues whatsoever with a house that you're selling, you are legally required to give that information. If Sarah and I had known, moving into the house, that there was going to be this major problem with a leak, which, by the way, this has been going on for 2.5 years, and we just haven't seen it. So we have black mold all up in our attic.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's in the back part of the house that's really hard to access. So I've never been back there, basically.
Yeah.
We have black mold. We're gonna have to redo the entire roof. We're gonna have to replace some beams that are basically, the contractor showed us pictures. They're like wine caulk. or cork.
Wow.
They're not like wood anymore. They could collapse. We're going to have to do mold remittance. And get this, our insurance is only going to cover damage to the drywall where the leak happened, because that's the only thing that they quote unquote describe as an act of God. So after all this is done, we're finding new insurance because fuck that.
Wow.
We're looking at a potentially $25,000 repair that they are covering $7,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it is absolutely bad.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I feel like against the previous owner, there has to be, as messy as that is, that's $18,000 that you guys are out, where if you'd known from the beginning, if you were going to buy the house or not, that would have gone into
we would have had to decide, like, with this project coming up, like, imminently, are we even going to buy this house? And then two, would have still been, $6,000 to redo the roof.
Yeah, well, like, so what you said, $25,000, and then insurance is only going to cover $7,000 of it, so that's $18,000 to get. That wouldn't have been an $18,000 repair. That's years of damage that you guys would have taken care of. If you went with the house. After all.
Yeah, and the fact that probably for the better part of a year and a half now, we've been living with mold, which is just fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it is in the attic, and My allergies are bad anyway, so it's not super noticeable. Black mold takes its time, but you live with that for too long, it can be serious.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I am so pissed at so many people right now. It is ridiculous. So that has been basically like our last 2 weeks. It has been trying to figure this out.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right now, where we stand is basically, like, for all the folks that have basically dicked us over through this, what we're hoping to do is to, one, collect the $7,000 of insurance money to get started.
Yeah.
Two, basically bring either the previous owner or his insurance. I don't care how it gets done, but
if it gets paid not by you guys, basically.
Yeah, right. And then third, we're canceling our insurance policy and going through someone else, because that is, because we had some, I don't know if I ever told you this one because it wasn't as big of a deal, but we had some hail damage on our old house that amounted to about $2,000 to $3,000. And basically the insurance got back to us and said, oh no, we're just going to replace a few shingles totaling to about $500. Well, our deductible was $1,000. So basically they were going to do nothing for us.
Wow.
So this is the second time they're just horseshit policies of screws them. And I'm sure that's most insurance places. But at the same time, like, I'm done with this one, because they'll make up any excuse they can to get out of paying.
Yeah.
And so if anyone in Indiana ends up stumbling across this video and you have Indiana Farm Bureau insurance, maybe get the fuck out of there. I'm serious.
Yeah.
You do work with SureSeal. Make sure that they aren't selling your information to other customers to get business.
Wow.
I mean, what a bunch of shit, And this has all been like one development after another. And just today, we finally got the paperwork. So right now, fortunately, we do know a lawyer that we trust and who's a really straightforward guy. And so
that's good.
He's going to kind of walk us through this. The hope is that we'll be able to settle out of court, because we want basically the work to start yesterday.
Yeah.
Because I'm not willing to live too much longer with black mold.
Is this like
part of our roof, which is we did get a contractor to come out and do like a $200 repair that basically is just going to keep any more rain from leaking in for the time being.
Yeah.
So it's good.
So really, it was just it got bad enough where you noticed the actual leak, like on the inside, but that alert, if you hadn't noticed that,
and actually we might not have, but the ice storm basically created a channel where the old roof meets the new roof.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, because the ice was there dripping down the side, it basically just drained into the shingles, and that's where all of that nastiness that was getting trapped in there started to overflow.
Gotcha. I mean, I'm not going to say that's a silver lining at all, but that's like, thank goodness that happened.
Yeah,
you know, to
because
alert
honestly, like, the alternative would have been finding out about all of this when a portion of the roof may have caved in.
And that's the most important thing, is to get the roof fixed with that wood rotting.
Yeah, so
you would hope that the previous owner, like, would be in his best interest to settle out of court, to as far as like what your lawyer thinks you can get out of it. But it's, if that's something like, hey, just we need all these damages paid for, like, this all needs to be paid for, because if not, then he could take him to court, I'm thinking, and be like, yeah, you fucking lied to us.
And basically we have, I hate to screw anyone over like that, but he produced the paperwork that shows that he lied.
Yeah,
so.
He screwed you guys over. That's like,
yeah, right. So I don't care what a nice guy he's acting like. It's just, dude, like, why did you fucking lie on a home inspection report?
Yeah, that's like, and I get you, I'm the same way, and I think, like, a few years ago, it would have been like, oh, that's, do we really want to do this? Take this guy? It's like, no, fucking, he knew exactly what he was doing, He paid for that to be deceptive,
Uh-huh. Yeah, like, that's the thing. If he had been even remotely honest and had told us that there was going to be this pretty big issue coming up, then, yeah, maybe things would have gone a little different. Maybe we'd be in a different house, or maybe we would have done it, like, a couple months out and just asked for him to take a few more $1,000 off the price of the sale.
Yeah.
Those are all avenues that would have not led to $20,000 in damages.
Yeah. That's, ugh. I get what you're saying, where it's like, there's a lot of people to be angry with right now.
Yeah, like, and I think right now, like, so, Sure called Sarah this morning because she had made the point of contact, like I said, and there was that shady motherfucker who told her that, we're not going to give you the paper unless you do business with us.
Yeah.
But that wasn't this guy that I talked to today. But basically, he caught the wrath of that guy, plus, their own unwillingness to be flexible. So what happened was, we got in touch with the homeowner, and he says, yeah, okay, I'll give you permission to get the paper. Well, then they said, we can't give you the paper. He has to call us and get it. It's like, all right, so we're jumping through more hoops after you basically tried to deceive us into giving you business.
Yeah.
And when the guy made the very bad move of getting indignant with me, he goes, I think you're way out of line here, sir.
Wow.
I'm like, oh, no, you're gonna listen to me, or how about I tell your boss about what, I forget what his name was, like Carl or something. What Carl said, sir, well, you don't have any proof of that, and it sounds like she was misunderstanding. I'm like, no, I don't fucking think she was.
Wow.
Because I figured if I burned the bridge altogether, then they could just refuse outright to give us the paper. So. Yeah. But that, I'm like not the most confrontational person in the world, so it takes a lot to get me to that level.
Yeah, it has to be some really, like, unjustified shit, I think.
Yeah, right. It's not like when I was a teenager and I would just, like, fly off the handle for stupid shit. Like, I age kind of mellows you out a little bit, so I was really fuming by the time this guy got a hold of me.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's fucking stupid, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's where we are.
That's
really
how your year's been.
A lawsuit. It for one, because it would be super uncomfortable and I would not look forward to that. But then two, because it would mean further delaying the work that really needs to get done on the house.
That's true. It's good that you guys know someone who's a lawyer. So I think that's starting from there and just talking to someone who knows their shit. Like, that's hopefully brings some comfort.
Yeah. His big concern is that, it's even though we have paperwork showing that this was a problem before we bought the house and we weren't aware of it, it's still been 2 years without a leak. So a judge in that instance may be, more sympathetic to the previous owner. Like, he tried to do something, but at the same time,
deceive you. That was not to fix it whatsoever. It was literally to sell the place. Like,
but they could paint it that way, like, oh, I thought it was taken care of. I didn't understand what Sure Seal was telling me, or something. But
yeah,
he said to be prepared for that, which, hopefully it won't even get to that point.
Yeah, I guess be prepared for any bullshit.
Right.
But hopefully he realizes he was figured out, and it's just like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I hope so. And yeah, because we don't exactly have, $20,000 lying around.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Funny enough.
Yeah. Well, like, we were saving up before all this started. We knew that because what we were under the impression of was that the back half of the shingles were newer than the front half.
Yeah.
Which is technically true. So we were planning on replacing the front half so that it all matched and was equally in shape.
Yeah.
But now it's looking like we're redoing the whole fucking thing, and so in addition to everything else that I just mentioned. So yeah, homeownership is kind of for chumps. Keep renting. Don't believe the hype.
It's not always the greatest thing. I mean, but I was just telling Addie the other day, like, it's so dusty in here. And that's what I have to do. Okay.
Find a upgrade apartment eventually. What I always heard growing up was that, renting for too long is just throwing your money away. I'm less and less convinced of that each and every day. Because honestly, with all of the repairs and all of the property taxes, and even once you buy your house, even once you're a homeowner and you're not making any mortgage payments, you start paying estate tax. So, what's the fucking difference between that and rent, where you have a landlord who has to do all the repairs for you? I mean,
it's the equity and everything afterwards. But again, I'm not saying like that.
Yeah, no, I acknowledge that, but at the same time, like,
the whole narrative of renting is throwing your money away,
right,
is not true.
You have to be a homeowner for decades before that equity starts paying off in a real way. Nice dive.
Yeah, whoops.
Max is too impatient to be a helicopter. But yeah, like, it's not like I'm saying we're going to... It's not like I'm saying we're going to sell our house and just, like, forget about it or anything like that. But at the same time, like, there's stuff about homeownership that I'd always kind of taken for granted. Like, I knew there were repairs and everything that, of course, needed to happen. But at the same time, it never dawned in my brain that, the repairs that we would have to do would be the result of someone else's negligence. I figured as long as we stayed on top of things and as long as we, did everything we were supposed to do, we could avoid, like, really major catastrophes. And if there was a really major catastrophe, that's where the insurance comes in.
Yeah.
Neither of those things has been true in this case. What an absolute crock of shit.
Yeah. And that's like, I don't know. It's you do hear about these stories, but at the same time, I can't imagine that that's too normal. So I definitely don't blame you for being like, oh, yeah, like something like this, you should have seen it coming. It's like, no fucking way. Right. No.
Yeah, because, like, basically, if we lose this thing, like, if it completely does not go our way, then we might as well add $20,000 onto our mortgage that we have to pay all at once. I mean, what a nasty surprise, like we could have bought a bigger house, and paid the same, and one without damage or something like that. But nope, here we are.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying not to be pessimistic. Like, it's just, I know that the law, as it were, is technically like one giant technicality. Unfortunately, that's how the law works. It's not a question of morally right or wrong. It's who is...
No, definitely.
Which is why Trump remains in office, Like, did he really know that he was inciting a mob riot? Well, you look at the man and you say, of course he knew. That's exactly what he wanted. But he could legally say, oh, I didn't know that my words were going to make those people storm the Capitol,
Yeah.
And he would be technically correct because we can't prove otherwise.
You're right. It's not about what you know. It's what you can prove, like without beyond a shadow of a doubt, kind of thing.
Right.
Even if everyone in that like courtroom, the judge knows it's like, oh, this is bullshit. Like, oops. All right, I'm not.
Did you ever end up watching The People versus O.J. Simpson?
No, that's with Ross. I can't remember his name now, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer, plays the Kardashian lawyer.
No, I thought I told you about that show. Sarah and I watched it.
Oh my gosh, I died.
That's some of the best TV I think that's been on in the last 5 years.
Yeah, I heard it was really good. I really need to watch it.
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's on Netflix. So.
But
anyway, so that was kind of the story there too. It's like, to any like thinking person, there are a lot of big things that show that, very clearly, if OJ didn't do it, he was definitely there. Like, but what they were able to do on the defense's end was constantly sow that like seed of reasonable doubt. Well,
you talk about Trump.
Yeah, right.
As far as just like, it's not even about, wow, I am sucking. This guy's like not hard at all.
He's too fucking tall is what he is.
And the thing is like, you're supposed to like go on the hat and do that whole thing. I don't have, you're right, I don't have patience when it comes to Mario games.
Max is too fucking good.
It's like, fuck that. Yeah, that's why I'm dying. That's like something Roger would say. It's like, it's because I'm too good.
Because this game just doesn't understand how good I am.
Yeah, I don't. Oh wow. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna beat him. It's like, yeah, I don't throw you on Wake Up, like.
Right. Oh god.
Okay.
But let's fucking do this. So did you? Putting aside all the housing shit that I'm going through, do you ever in a million years think that you would see Confederate flags flying in our nation's capital? I mean,
honestly, no. Fucking.
Like, even like, with all Trump's like horse shit and like his personality and like just madness. Like I never in a million years would have thought that the MAGA crowd would actually storm the capital of the United States democracy. That's just what a strange, predictable, and horrible thing.
At the same time, it's like, I didn't think I would see something like that, but this is also like the logical conclusion of his presidency, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like, this is how it was always going to end, when you think about it. And it's what we warned about.
I just figured it would all be street violence. I figured the crowd would start looting stores and, making general asses of themselves. I do not think they would actually try to kill Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, I didn't think that they would try to kill democracy, which is what Trump's been doing, and he used them to, basically start a coup. But I didn't think on the day that the legal proceedings that make Biden the next president, that they were going to try to literally stop that and kill democracy and be like, nope, that's not happening. Well, to have Confederate flags in the Capitol, which never happened during the Civil War, and just like 208 years of, basically either terrorists or, well, let's see, there was the Puerto Rican Nationals in the 50s or something, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So,
but the craziest thing about the whole thing is, according to the reporters and the news people that were there to witness the event, like the MAGA folks honestly thought that what they were doing was an expression of patriotism. Like they thought that they were saving the country from Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And like they were confused as to why the police were taking action against them. Like,
yeah.
It boggles the mind, even knowing like, well, and that's the thing though, like it's easy to like write off the MAGA crowd as, a bunch of like simple hill folk, right? But that's not always the case. Like some of them are just, seemingly ordinary but deeply hateful and afraid people. And those were the ones that came out and, like formulated like a cohesive whole to like actually get into the Capitol and move in a coordinated way. That's horrifying to think about. And then to like, like an interview that I read, like was from like this like Midwestern soccer mom who got pepper sprayed in the face, and of course, Susan from Denver, she's never been pepper sprayed in her life, right?
Yeah.
Her question was, why are they doing this to the good guys? It's like, how can you be so warped?
They are very confused.
Yeah.
But also, they usually tend to see the cops as on their side. And when it comes to protests and things, that it's just like they are against, like, BLM and Antifa, which doesn't really exist. And Antifa, yeah. But they are with us, and I don't think they expect, like, to get hassled or anything like that. And they were kind of right. You see them opening up the gates for them. You see these videos of them taking selfies and everything like that. Which is like, okay, you're talking about de-escalation techniques. Okay, you can use that argument, and maybe that's true. But you look at how they handled BLM and how what was happening during the summer and how they handled that, and you can't tell me there's not a fucking difference. Like, every single person, and I'm glad that actually is getting spin and that's getting coverage on the mainstream media. Like, not even just opinion shows, but like literally Good Morning America and stuff like that. They're like, yeah, could you imagine if BLM was doing this? Like, it's everyone saying what is totally fucking obvious. And that's a good thing. I'm glad the reporting on this seems to be, kind of on the spot. They're even saying, like, terrorists and not, like, protesters. A lot of them, unless you're watching, like, Fox News or something.
Yeah, in which case they're just, concerned citizens, right?
They just kept making comparisons to BLM and, like, the burning buildings and everything. It was just like, those were fucking agitators. Like,
yeah, seriously, fuck you guys. Like, this is not exactly apples and oranges here. No. And the thing about, like, the whole police dynamic is it's so, like, you don't quite know. It's the most confounding story. You don't quite know where to land on a couple of different things. Because on the one hand, the police, treated them like peaceable, respectful protesters when they were very clearly terrorists intent on murdering people.
Yeah.
Whereas, the peaceful protesters, they treated like street criminals.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, you have an officer who was actively beaten to death by the Blue Lives Matter crowd.
Yeah.
So exposing that bit of hypocrisy to an officer who, let's be real, was just doing his duty in the middle of crisis.
Yeah.
So like how do they justify that among them? That wasn't the kind of cop that, that really cares about America or something. And who the hell knows how they justify that?
You saw them when they were first coming in, that they were pepper spraying the cops. So you're right. This is the Blue Lives Matter crowd. Yeah. But it's and a lot of them do think that they're going to be on their side, but they knew what they were coming to do that day, and that they were going to meet some resistance. Like,
it's the exact same thing as when they call themselves pro-life. They're not pro-life. They're barely pro-birth. What they do is they take a stance that it's like a gotcha kind of thing. Like, how can you support the murder of babies?
Yeah.
Well, how can you support putting children in cages and, not feeding the elderly? Well, that's different. That's socialism. It's the same thing with the police here. How can you support beating a cop to death with a fire extinguisher because he was trying to protect the nation's capital? He was standing in the way of freedom.
Yeah.
I'm like, God, fuck these people. Oh, Bowser.
He tried.
We should just punch him in the dick a few times.
Mario got some cheap shots in.
Bowser's going to be peeing blood for a few.
This is for 25 years of bullshit.
Right. Bowser looks at his pants, they're bright red.
Oh my god. I need medical attention.
My dick!
My dick! All the rated E for everyone just flies out the window. Mario broke the rules.
You like pull out your box? Huh? Rated M for mature. I'll be down.
Bowser's like, we had a fucking deal.
My dad! Look what he did to my dad! You know how in Mario games they always go roar, 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 and that's like their like, right? All of a sudden, it's like in plain English, my fucking dick! Oh my god!
Well, what was that? The Pokemon awesome thing by Egoraptor. It's like, oh my fucking knee! He just stops the whole Pika Pee.
No.
Fuck you!
You son of a fuck
you! You could have just walked away, but you didn't.
Oh, man. I love this level, by the way. This is another really good one.
Oh yeah, you know what? This one grew on me. I didn't like this level at all when I first came here.
I didn't like it at first, but because I didn't choose it, But
right.
But
yeah, it does grow on you.
I like the extendo insects, and it's got more than meets the eye to it.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, I need a key.
Fucking Bowser. A dick! Holy shit, he punched me right in my dick! Can't do that!
It's almost like the people behind the cameras and stuff are like, you okay? No, I'm not fucking okay. What the hell's wrong with him? Mario's just like, what? What did I do? Like, playing fucking stupid.
No, Mario's like wholly unapologetic. Oh, maybe don't be a bitch next time. Oh,
all right. God. I think I can get a few moons here before.
There's some cleverly hidden ones here too, like the staircases here. Yeah, there's some neat stuff. Oh my god. I'll never get that image out of my head. Bowser's just like the fight's over. He's clearly out of it. When Mario, with his fucking motorized fist, proceeds to land punches right into the royal jewels of the Bowser clan.
He saw his opportunity and he fucking took it. He didn't give a shit. Ow, no!
Like after he rescues Peach, she's like grateful, but like he goes in to touch her arm and she just kind of like shrugs away. Like it's not the same anymore.
Just like a little Melania move.
Right? What's wrong, Peach? Nothing, Mario. What? Why are you not talking to Mario? Just you know what? Never mind. It's nothing. No, come on. I'm up there. Talk to me. It's nothing. I said. Oh
God. Okay.
He comes home and there's Luigi sitting on the couch. Hey, Luigi, you came home again, yeah? Oh, you did, bro. Yeah. What's the problem, Luigi? It's a nothing. It's a nothing.
He starts seeing Luigi at home talking to Peach, almost like they just be quiet when Mario enters the room.
Yeah, right. Stop talking. He goes to his favorite restaurant. They don't have a table for him anymore. Oh man!
Now Mario started to get suspicious.
Not anymore, Mario. Listen, man, I got kids, What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a goddamn hero.
He just slowly starts to suspect something's fucking not right.
He gets pulled over and the cop just gives him a ticket. He doesn't let him talk his way out of it.
He doesn't anymore, yeah.
Come on, officer. It's me, Mario.
He starts getting treated like a normal person instead of Mario. He can't deal with this shit.
Oh my god. See, this is why we need to make friends with someone who knows how to do Flash animation.
You're right. we got ideas.
Right? We got jokes.
We got fucking jokes. What are you talking about? We got jokes.
We still got talent. Oh man.
Mario just goes a little bit too far one time, and then he has to deal with his fucking privilege, and he can't handle it. What? Animate it.
He, out of desperation, he calls Toad to hang out. Hey, Toad, come on, it's me. Oh, you want to grab a drink? Boy, Mario, I gotta clean my sister's basement and, Oh, not that you fucking do,
I was about to say, like, who the fuck are you, Toad?
Who the fuck do you think you are? You know who I am? It's a me, Mario. Sure is, Mario.
It's sure.
I don't recall you ever calling me before. That was a then. This is a now, Toad. Oh, God. I want this to be real. Mario learned some hard life lessons. There are lines even he can't cross. Oh, shit.
Let's get a few more purple coins.
Oh, yeah, Trump.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck were we talking about?
You know, I don't think it'll happen, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but wouldn't it be great if, just like 5 days before his term was set to end anyways, he just like is removed from office and can never run again? Like, that would just be that would just be the icing on the cake to...
I mean, I love the spirit of some of the House Democrats that they're moving to impeach again, but it's just like, without... First of all, and there was that talk, I mean, even CNN was like covering in the inner circle their... Wait, use what to launch myself? Talking about the 25th Amendment. I knew that was never gonna fucking happen, but
no, that would have been so good. Like that
would have been
really
amazing.
Powerful, like, despite all of like the really hard differences and divisions between Democrats and Republicans, like actually coming together to acknowledge, this dude is a madman and shouldn't be at the seat of power
for anything. What did AOC say like yesterday? A clear present danger, and that is absolutely true. Like, that's
100%.
That is not, and that's the thing, is like, for how long 2016 that we were sounding the alarm and saying like, this guy's dangerous. Like, he's not just like a fucking terrible person as a human being.
Like, he says things I hate, Ted Cruz does a lot of things I hate, but Ted Cruz is, morally
he's
bankrupt,
toothless.
But I don't think that he would incite a riot.
Yeah.
Like, though after his behavior a few last week, I'm not 100% sure about that, but
it's also like Ted Cruz, I don't know. He's not a fucking idiot. Like, I think he was calling this shit.
Let me put it this way: I don't think he has the charisma to incite a riot.
Yeah.
But no, actually, he pissed me off almost worse than Trump did last week. Did you see like his big speech, like calling the pro-Trump mob like patriots, like the ones who founded the country?
I did.
And then what did he say after?
This was like the night of, wasn't it? Like,
yes, like right before it happened, and then right after it happened, he said something else that. He got on the news and said, I've disagreed strongly with Trump's like rhetoric for the last 4 years. Bull fucking shit, Ted. Yeah. It's the same thing that he did in 2016 at the beginning of the year when there was that huge congressional shutdown that he led, and then he got on the news and said it's a shame Obama did this.
Yeah, Obama shutdown, they called it. And it was,
I wish, like, don't get me wrong, I hate Ted Cruz to death, but I wish I had his balls, like
to lie like that.
Right, like the example that Nick and I talked about this the other night when we recorded, but the example that I used, I wish I had the cassava melons to take a shit in my neighbor's pool and then knock on their front door and be like, "Hey, why'd you shit in your pool?"
Why'd you?
That's what he's doing. Yeah. Like that is in effect like the kind of horse shit that he pulls.
Yeah.
And it drives me fucking crazy because, like, I'm out of words. There's the moral majority who, God knows what that term means anymore.
Yeah, right.
But like they say that they support Ted Cruz because he's a Christian conservative and he's pro-life and everything like that.
Whoops.
The man is the most unscrupulous little weasel. It's like and like even his own peers in the Republican Party say he's just a fucking creep.
Yeah.
You know, and he's on the fast track to the 2024 Republican ticket because of the horse shit that he pulled this last week, and it drives me crazy. I can only hope that somehow, some way, that this leads to some manner of reform in the Republican Party, and that they actually do remember Cruz and, you know, his compatriots who allowed this to happen.
Yeah, who enabled this madman, and they knew what it was. I mean, Ted Cruz even said some of this shit in 2016. You know, but
the funny thing was in 2015, 2016, when the election was going on, he almost stood his ground. There was like a flash of a moment where I remember it very clearly. Like they asked Ted Cruz, you know, like for his endorsement, and instead of endorsing Trump, he just said, "Vote your conscience."
Yeah,
and it was like, wow, Ted Cruz just made a whole of a lot of sense. That's strange. But then, of course, he spent the next 4 years backtracking that to preserve his image.
Yeah.
And
trying to use, like, all of them trying to use Trump. McConnell, too, for all of his bluster about the Republic, you know, democracy being attacked and bullshit. Like, you were all, you know,
actually,
all for using
we have
him.
A chatter here. Master Disguiser, hello. Welcome to our channel. Let's see here. It's been a while since we actually had someone in the chat. Yeah, hope you enjoy the political banter here that we've got going on right now. But yeah, no, like McConnell and all, you know, here's another fun thing from this last week. I don't think McConnell is half as clever as he thinks he is. You know, like he sees himself really as like this manipulator, and like he has the power to.
What did he call himself? Like, the Grim Reaper?
Yeah, right.
A couple weeks ago.
Wrapping the liberals around his finger or whatever. That's horseshit. He's just an old, washed out fogey, and like he'll do whatever he can to take as much as he can before he's somehow voted out.
Yeah,
like.
I mean, that's true, and I don't give him a lot of credit for being like smart. But at the same time, he does have a lot of power where he's at. Yeah. You know, at least for right now, until, you know, we take the Senate. LOL.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Minority Leader McConnell sounds so good.
I know.
Like, fuck you, Mitch.
You know, part of me, like, on the one hand, I understand that the way that the Republicans have been doing things for the last, 10 years is just not how democracy was designed to work. But on the other hand, like, the vindictive part of me just thinks it would be so sweet if, the Democrats became the party of no to the Republicans. Every time they introduce something or want to do something, fucking shut it down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if it's a good idea. Fucking shut it down.
That's right.
And reappropriate, like Obamacare. It's not that they thought that was a bad idea. They just wanted the credit for it, and they wanted to do it their way and steal. Yeah. So, fuck it.
It was all about just, like, shutting down anything and everything that came from Obama. So it's like, yeah, we can fucking do that. When's the last time? I mean, yeah, that was 2008 to 2010 was the last time we had everything,
Yeah.
And that included Lieberman. Ugh. Like.
Oh, Lieberman.
Fucking Joe Lieberman.
He was almost McCain's running mate before,
Yeah, there should be an asterisk.
Really effective here, 2008 is really where all this shit began.
Yeah, really.
In the modern iteration with Palin.
Yeah.
I mean, McCain was going to do something kind of revolutionary, which was have a Democrat as his running mate. But then they're like, no, we've got to walk the Republican line, and we've got to have something with as much,
appeal,
like change power as Obama.
Well, they thought, but it's so cynical that they thought they could just get any woman. Like, you could tell they did not vet her worth a shit. They were just like, oh yeah, fucking the governor of Alaska. Like,
yeah,
she's a woman, she'll work. I mean, that's horrible.
The funny thing is, like, McCain actually is smart enough to see the cynicism in that, but he just trusted his advisors.
He did. That was his mistake, and he was going along with it. But yeah, I do give McCain more credit. Like, I have to think he probably regrets it too.
A good president. I mean, he would have made, a lot of choices that I disagree with, but, the future of the nation would not have been uncertain under his leadership, right? I mean,
McCain would have been. McCain would have been fine. He wouldn't have been the president I wanted, but he would have been fine.
No. Yeah, he was always at least willing to, cross party lines to, do things for the common good, which is
I suck tonight.
Democrat or Republican, right?
Yeah.
But no, Palin ended up being the exact opposite of that. And,
yeah.
Well, and even if she wasn't at first, it was very clear that her media exposure, changed how she saw things.
That's true.
So, she became more and more she basically kind of invented the Tea Party style of politics. Not intentionally, I'm going to come in here and turn American politics on its head, because she's not smart enough to do that. But, that ultimately was her legacy, and Trump was able to ride high off that.
Yeah. The MAGA crowd basically is what the Tea Party became. Encompasses a lot of that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'd be really to the people who are principally conservative. Not like MAGA. Kill minorities and enslave women and all this crap. But the people who are fiscally conservative, who just have a general conservative outlook on life. Is the Republican Party still for them? Is there going to be another option, or are they just condemning themselves to have to be lumped together with the crowd that stormed the Capitol?
Yeah.
I'm really curious about that.
If I, and again, it's if I had to choose one, obviously, I would associate with Democrat. I would say I'm progressive. But, if the Democratic Party was pulling this shit, even if I don't say, oh, I'm totally a Democrat, I would be embarrassed. Right. I would be ashamed,
Yeah, right.
So people who identify that way, it's kind of what are you feeling right now? Are you just ignoring
it? At the very least, I sure as shit wouldn't be voting a straight ticket,
Right?
I kind of wonder about that. Could this open the door to maybe a 4-party system in the future? You have your conservatives and liberals, but then you have your fundamentalist conservatives and your neo-liberals.
yeah.
I'd be curious to see that, if that could be a viable thing in the future.
Which, coming from this, that wouldn't be bad.
No, I think it would actually be a step in the right direction.
Oh, for sure, to have more than a 2-party system.
Then you'd have to be more introspective about your vote. It's what do I agree with and what do I disagree with? Okay, I'm conservative or I'm liberal, but how liberal am I, right?
Yeah.
And that could be a very helpful thing, because interestingly enough, by dividing the parties further, it might create less cultural division.
How?
Nice. I think you have to be the bug.
The bug.
The extendo bug.
Oh, the extendo bug.
Yeah, you gotta ride the caterpillar across those tree trunks.
Ugh.
Yeah. Maybe we get that moon another time.
That takes a while, yeah. Yeah, no, it definitely a good thing to have more than a fucking 2-party system.
Because the 2-party system, it's basically
wow.
It's Ohio State versus Michigan, magnified to the umpteenth degree and with guns.
Yeah.
It's become a nightmare.
And, a lot of people aren't actually able to find what they want, not even close to what they want with the 2-party system. Sometimes it's okay, I'm almost there with these people, but sometimes it's just I'm just going to vote for the lesser of two evils, and none of them really... What am I doing? Okay.
You're really trying.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
All right, last time I'm gonna do this shit. Where are we going? Yeah, but if it took this to actually do that, that's kind of sad, but...
Right.
All right, here we go.
But yeah, like I said the last time we talked about this, I basically vote a straight Democrat ticket. Not because necessarily I am that hardcore committed to the Democratic Party, but because I view that as a form of protest against what the Republican Party has become.
Yeah. And it's like sometimes you can't get the whole revolution in 1 year, basically.
Right.
And hey, if say I would have voted for Warren or Bernie. Bernie Bernie's who I wanted. I would have been perfectly happy with Warren as well. Warren is who I wanted at first, but then it looked like there was no way she was going to win. But it's like, yeah, once you see that that's not going to happen.
Warren.
Yeah.
Truth be told, like, if there's anyone break over the coals by the Trump movement, it's been her and Pelosi, really, because they're women and they're powerful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
But like, there was a great thing I was reading. When you think about like Nancy Pelosi's career and the fact that she's 80 fucking years old, she doesn't have to be where she is right now. She could retire and spend the rest of her days relaxing in the Bahamas, but she doesn't.
Eating ice cream.
Yeah,
but
she is straight up doing what she's doing to serve the public.
And she's not getting a lot of glory for it. She's just the opposite.
She gets more hate than anybody. And she's the one that they stormed the Capitol to try to kill. Like, that's... Yeah. I mean, what if they had succeeded?
Yeah.
What if America had watched while a group of, fucking maniacs beat to death an 80-year-old woman on national television? Like what was the end game there? What was the hope that they were trying to achieve? You know?
I think it's kind of like, we didn't think we'd get this far. Let's see how far we can get. But yeah,
seriously.
Like you saw, some of them had like zip ties.
Like, I kind of think it surprised them that they got in because, like the effort to get them out, like we saw at the police, wasn't exactly the most coordinated thing.
No.
I think they got in there, and at least some of them had to have realized, like, hey guys, we're looking at pretty hard jail time here.
Yeah.
And a lot of them now are finding themselves on like the do not fly list, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I think Trump, he didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but this is exactly what he wanted. I think this is what he was hoping was going to happen, that these people would do. He could like rile up the most extreme on that side and get them to do his dirty work for him. I mean, the barriers around the Capitol, you have like not even protests, you have like parades and stuff going on, and they are way farther out. Like, I don't think I'm getting anywhere close to conspiracy theory, here when I say like being that close. It was so easy for them to get in. Like, I think this is what he wanted,
I think so.
And not only that, I think he facilitated it, not just with his speech and everything, but like literally with the security. All right. Well, I think this is probably a good time to wrap this one up. Do you have any final thoughts for 2021 and just going forward?
No, I'm hoping it only gets better from here, both nationally and personally, because holy shit.
Yeah. Let's leave that in last year. I'm hoping it gets better.
Right.
I have hope.
January doesn't count. January doesn't count.
Yeah, right. But as overshadowed as it was, is the fact that I really didn't see Georgia, like, that was my highest hopes that it would have gone to both Democrats, and so it's like, all right, hey, you know what? It's not like, we're going to get all this stuff done now, but the fact that the Senate went to the Democrats, like, I would not have called that.
Some stuff is absolutely going to get done now, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, it's going to make some of his confirmations, like, pretty easy. But I'm hoping now he sees that, and it's like, okay, maybe I can actually, this progressive platform, that we put out there, maybe I can actually implement some shit. Like, that would be nice.
Right. That would. And, like, not to be too crass here, but, if the Republicans could create a few vacancies on the Supreme Court, that'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe we revisit Brett Kavanaugh's character.
Yeah.
Not that could ever in a million years happen, but...
Yeah. All right.
Though I am begrudgingly handing it a little bit to the Supreme Court for not even hearing Trump's arguments.
Yeah.
despite the fact that they have a majority, and despite the fact that he did put 3 of them there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I think that was his hope, and the fact that it was 9 was it 8-0 because Barrett wasn't confirmed at that point, so it was like 8-0. And it's like I kind of thought there'd be 1 or 2.
I honestly wasn't sure if Kavanaugh was gonna be the wild card there and just like go for it.
I agree.
In a slightly crazier world, it could have happened, which is the scary thing.
Yeah, I think even they realized that. Like we would look. Like we'd never live it down. Yeah. So
Supreme Court shit anymore. Yeah. Max, next time we're going to talk to Pauline, and let's be real, he'll probably talk more politics. So.
Oh, of course. All right, man. We'll see you then.
See you, buddy.